The freezing wind blows across my face as I step into the oldest and coldest forest in all of Finland. Here, beneath a canopy of snow-laden branches, I must survive 24 hours with no tech and no food. But will I survive? This is going to be my longest and hardest day ever. As the sun rises, I make my way deeper into the forest, but I have to keep moving if I'm going to find shelter before nightfall. With no trees for cover, I look for rocks and fallen logs to hide under. There are also deer and moose tracks in the snow, so hopefully they have found shelter already. Soon enough, I come across the perfect hiding spot. It's big enough for me to crawl into, and it's tucked away from any predators. So I settle in and try to get warm, but my body is freezing fast. I need a fire to survive this brutal cold. Now, the problem is finding dry wood, and after a few minutes of searching, I start to lose hope. There has to be some dry wood around here somewhere, right? Just when I'm about to give up, I see something that makes my heart skip a beat. A small pile of twigs and dry leaves are scattered across the forest floor. It's not much, but it should be enough to start a fire. As I strike one twig against another, sparks fly. Finally, I hear the sound that will save my life. The crackle of a flame brings tears to my eyes. Wrapped in the warmth of my cozy fire, I feel like I can take on the entire forest. With my energy restored, I set off to hunt for food and water. It won't be easy though, because all the fish have frozen in the ice beneath the lake. And without a net or a fishing rod, I'll have to catch them. Well, maybe there are other sources of food around here. I searched high and low for berries, mushrooms, and other edible plants. After a while, I stumble upon a patch of wild carrots and potatoes. They might not be very filling, but they're better than nothing. I dig through the snow and pull them out, then wash them in the freezing cold water from the lake. I know there are fish under the ice, but the holes I've made aren't very good for catching anything. So I decide to build a weir in the shallows where the fish will be easier to catch. As the afternoon goes on, I build my weir further and further out into the lake. And just as the sun begins its descent, I see a silver flash beneath the ice. It's a fish, then another, and another. I pull each one out of the water, one by one. In no time, I have a nice little pile of fish at my feet. The more I think about it, the hungrier I get. So I grab one of the fish and start to gut it, removing the insides and the bones. Then I wrap it in birch bark and place it on the ground above the flames. It won't take long to cook, and once it's done, I eat it with relish. Even though it's a little bony, it's still the best meal I've had in weeks. And after eating, I feel like new, but it's getting dark and cold, and even though I'm full now, I know I need to keep moving if I want to find more food and water. There isn't much time left before nightfall. And if I don't find somewhere else to hide, I could be exposed to the freezing temperatures and become The sun dips below the horizon, and darkness falls over the forest. I haven't found a new shelter yet, and the temperature is plummeting fast. If I don't do something quickly, I'll freeze to death. I decide to follow a stream in the hopes of finding somewhere to hide. Along the way, I see lots of animal tracks, including some deer. I try to keep up with them, but I'm slow and exhausted, and they soon disappear into the trees. The freezing wind stinks my face, and the snow piles up around my boots. My fingers are stiff and sore, and it's hard to keep moving. But just when I'm about to give up, I see something in the distance. It's a small cabin with a roof. I stumble towards it and find a hole in the wall where I can crawl through. Inside, it's dark and silent. I curl up in a ball and try to get warm, but it's no use. The temperature keeps dropping, and soon I start to feel the icy grip of hypothermia. Then suddenly, the roof above me collapses. I jump up and run outside, shaking the snow off my body. The storm rages on, and I don't know how long I can stay out here. I look around for somewhere to hide, but there's nowhere to go. So I drop to my knees and bury my face in the snow. All around me, the snow piles up and the wind howls. I don't know how long I've been out here, but I can't keep this up forever. I need to find shelter. Just when I'm about to give up, I see a small opening in the trees. I crawl through it and find myself in a small clearing. In the center of the clearing is a log cabin, just like the one I saw earlier. I stumble towards it and burst through the door. Inside, it's warm and inviting. There is a bed in the corner and a wood stove in the middle of the room. I crawl onto the bed and pull the blanket over my body. It's soft and warm, and I don't want to move. I close my eyes and drift off to sleep. When I wake up, it's still dark outside, but the storm has passed and the sun is shining through the trees. I jump up and run to the window. It's morning. I can't believe I made it through the night, but now I have to get ready for the final stretch. I know there's food and water waiting for me back at the lake, so I grab my things and head out into the forest. The morning air is crisp and clear and the sun feels warm on my skin. I can't believe I'm actually going to make it. I'm so happy to be alive. I reach the lake and see the familiar pile of fish and vegetables. I dig in and eat until I'm full, then drink some water from the lake. With my strength restored, I start the long walk back to the car. As I walk, I reflect on everything I've experienced. The freezing cold, the fear of predators, the loneliness, and the darkness. It's been the hardest thing I've ever done, but I made it. I survived 24 hours in the coldest Finnish forest with no tech and no food. But the question is, do you have what it takes to survive the freezing cold, the biting wind, and the endless darkness? Or would you give up and call for help? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Thanks for watching. See you next time.